Pitched battle between different political parties in the state has turned to a violent one. In what has become the norm for Bengal, what is the reason behind this violence is the big question, and where has the violence affected people the most? Let's analyze this with our guest. Joining us on the show at this point in time is Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert. Ms. Sarvius Mani, former Under Secretary, Internal Security, also joins us on the show. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this conversation. Ali, what do you make of this situation from a security perspective? It's not only undermining the process of democratically electing somebody who is going to run a particular part of the state, but this is also undermining the, alacrity and the eagerness with which a voter would want to go out. If they are going to be expecting violence, what kind of a turnout will you actually be able to thump about?
Vineet, if there was violence happening and being a responsible citizen of the country, if I were to go and vote, I perhaps would think 10 times that is violence happening, should I go and vote or not?
Exactly.
Yes, Vineet. So the security situation is, the less I said, the better. It's really in the shambles, I would say. It's really bad. And the very fact is, within 24 hours, if the police cannot take control of anywhere, of any security situation, which means there's something definitely wrong. 100%. I do not believe that the state forces would have such a weak mechanism. I totally concur with Mr. Mani, and in fact, what suggestion he's given, I think they make a lot of sense. Now, the very fact is, Bengal has had a history of violence in the elections. In fact, you take in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's been an order of precedence with them. And now the very fact is, the repolling in 697 booths across 19 districts, including Purulia, Birubhum, Jalpaiguri, Nadia and South Parangans. I mean, that is something, the repolling was there underway, all right. But the fact is, asking for repolling for furthermore districts, why? Because there has been accusation of rigging, violence, picking up ballots. I mean, this is something, it's a mockery of the system completely, really. It's a complete mockery of the system. I do not understand how they are functioning. It speaks very, very poorly of them. It's not only it speaks poorly of West Bengal government. Ultimately, sadly, it reflects on us in every single state, because people outside the country also would be looking at what's happening in Bengal and would be laughing. And they will presume and they will form a perception that this is what's happening in India, the word is India, even though the election anywhere else would have been smooth. But one point to pick on, this Bengal election, be it the Panchayat election, be it whenever elections have happened in West Bengal, they've never been peaceful. They've always been fights, they've always been bloodshed. Without bloodshed, there's never been, it's really a matter of concern, because obviously the state government agencies haven't responded correctly. They haven't had as if it's been a tradition, and despite the tradition, the police over there would not be knowing that they would be expecting bloodshed and violence. Of course they would be knowing. Now the West Bengal State Election Commission, in the exercise of powers conferred to it by the subsection 3 and subsection 4 of section 67 of the said act, hereby they had declared today, that's the July 10th, as the date of taking the fresh poll at 7 a.m. Now, which was to be continued up till 5 p.m. uninterruptedly. Now, till the completion of the direct and the district panchayat results were out. But the fact is, once again, while so many people have died, who is going to be giving an answer to that? Who is going to be responsible for that? It's about time that in the state government, irrespective, whoever would be in power should come out in any state and say, okay, we are conducting elections and we hope it goes peacefully, because this thing has been totally, I will not say unprecedented. It's been happening all the time. Now, the 3-tier panchayat elections out of 20 or 30 districts were marked with widespread violence. So you can imagine, out of 30 districts, 20 were. So what is left? Basically, there was bloodshed all over, I would say. Now, the fact that the ballot papers were looted, so and so things. So, most certainly, I hope as Mr. Mani's suggestions are taken up and somebody's hearing it seriously. And I hope and pray that such a thing does not happen in future in Bengal. But I hope, I am not very, very convinced when I say I hope such a thing doesn't happen again. I'm not convinced about that, but yet I hope that way.
Right, absolutely.